One thing that is giving officials and players hope is the man entrusted with leading the club through lean times. I don't want to be picked on previous performances. I'm a big believer in picking teams on form and who is the best person for the job. Josh Jackson on his Origin selection chances. I just think Jacko typifies what our club is about. Coach Dean Pace says about Bulldogs skipper Jackson, that's not to say the other blokes don't, but the way he conducts himself, the way he trains, the way he plays the game, he's a Canterbury person, he's such a humble kid. And every time he goes out there he just rips in, he just gets on with things. Nothing is ever an issue. I said to him the other day, I might put you through the middle, and he said, whatever is best for the team. Pay and Jackson are cut from the same cloth, both hail from the state's Central West. Pay is a Debo product and Jackson from Gulgong, and both are as tough as they come. There probably are similarities, but he's a lot better player than I was, Pay says. But the biggest compliment came from Bulldogs teammate Adam Elliott. He turned down big offers from the Warriors and Eels last year to remain at Belmore. Given the Day Hassler soap opera and the rumblings about the salary cap, Elliott had every right to shoot through. I had some good offers on the table and had to make some hard decisions when it came to money, Elliott says, but Jacko was here until 2020, and when the opportunity came up to be here for the same time frame, and to learn off someone like him, who has been so inspirational in Origin every time he has played, talk to any of his Origin teammates, and they'll tell you he's one of the toughest blokes. It played a big part in my decision. It was the way he talked to me about the player I could be and the goals we could achieve if we played together at the club. Hard work. Jackson never shirks the tough stuff. Photo. Ape Elliott is another bushy, from the South Coast, and always up for a good time. It might sound hard to believe, but Elliott says his 27-year-old leader has a sense of humor. People from the outside looking in would think Jacko is a serious bloke, and that's because they see the business side of things, him being our captain, someone who doesn't have a smile on his face because he's out there busting his ass to get a win. Elliott says, he's one of the main people keeping this place happy at the moment. We've been playing good footy, but not getting results, and there's good reason for people to walk around with their heads down, but he's been a big reason why we're still upbeat. It turns out Jackson doesn't mind playing guitar. He's a huge Oasis fan. What's the story? Teammates cannot recall Jackson ever complaining, even when the mercury soared through summer and the players were being flogged. Jackson is not overly tall, has a brilliant physique, square jaw and a hairstyle that would even be described as unfashionable in downtown Gulgong. You would, however, be flat out finding anybody in rugby league who has a bad word to say about him. He was the 2016 Brad Fittler medalist as NSW's best and was the man of the match in a losing NSW team in Game 2 last season. Jackson concedes if his name is missing from Brad Fittler's first NSW team on Monday, he only wishes them the best. Boyd Cordner, Tyson Frizzell and Tarek Sims are just some of the back rowers in top-notch form. I know it's a competitive spot, I'd love to be there, but if Fittler goes in another direction, so be it. Jackson says, obviously it will be what he thinks is best for the state moving forward. As long as they're successful I'll be happy. I don't want to be picked on previous performances. I'm a big believer in picking teams on form and who is the best person for the job. When it came to Origin, Jackson was the one doing the dirty work. Corey Thompson, a former Bulldog who will run out for the Tigers on Sunday, said Jackson did the stuff other players appreciated but went unnoticed by everybody else. Jackson grew up admiring players such as Nathan Hindmarsh and Ryan, likable bushies who are forwards and club captains. Ryan said a few years ago during an off-season Jackson came to him and wanted to do something special back home, so off his own bat he got us to drive out to Gulgong. We went to his old school, organized some stuff for the kids and spoke to them about growing up out there, Ryan recalls. Look at where he is at now. It's no surprise he is captain of the club. Jackson was genuinely surprised when he was named captain at the start of the year. There were plenty of decent candidates to replace the lovable James Graham. West Tigers skipper Aaron Woods had arrived during the summer, while fellow big-money recruit Kieran Foran had been co-captain at Parramatta. Looking at the guys who had captained the side before me, and the legacy they had left at the club, it was a huge honor. Jackson says, Dean just said to me, I don't want you to do anything other than what you've been doing. My thoughts were to lead by example. That was the biggest thing. Particularly around training, setting high standards and holding people accountable. Loading loose. Jackson had been named skipper, even pleased former coach Day Hassler, who was punted by the club, but still found time to shoot Jackson a congratulatory text message. A host of big names, including the Morris twins, Aidan Tallman, Greg Eastwood and Moses Mbye, are expected to depart the club as it looks to deal with its salary cap crisis. But Jackson knows all he can do is trust pay. New chief executive Andrew Hill and the new board. He's happy doing his bit to keep life upbeat on the field. As for why the Dogs faithful should not lose hope, especially with their team sitting at the wrong end of the ladder, and Mad Monday to arrive early again, Jackson says, it's certainly not an attitude or effort thing for us, which is a positive. We've dropped a lot of games by 2, 4 or 6 points, and if we get a few of those results, the season looks completely different. I'm extremely confident it will turn. We need a bit of confidence and anything can happen. Few will argue with him. He typifies Canterbury.